Hi, my name is Raj Chatterjee, and I'm the Director of Data Science and Data Strategy at Zebra Technologies. I focus on supply chain and services solutions.
And hi, I'm Mitchell Timman. I'm the regional CSS lead located in EMEA, and I'm responsible for EMEA for the low touch renewals.
So today we'll talk about service contract renewal. So Zebra sells a lot of devices, enterprise mobile computers, scanners, or printers, and when we sell them, we also sell a service contract to our customers. Now, one of the things about Zebra is most of our sales go through a channel partner network. That means we sell it through a distributor who then sells it through a partner, and the partner is the one that is actually talking and selling it to the end customer. We normally enjoy a very high service attach rate when we sell our equipment new. That means most of our customers are also buying a service contract when they're buying our equipments. But our devices are rugged devices. They stay in the market for over 6, 7 years sometimes. And our service contracts are typically for 3 years. So after 3 years, our customers would to renew their service contract. And this is where we see that the rate at which we sell the original service contract, they do not renew at the same rate. So obviously at Zebra, we would like to increase that rate. And that's why we have a dedicated renewal sales team. There are thousands of service contracts that are up for renewal in every quarter. And there are this sales team that are responsible for renewal, uses a lot of data-driven decisioning, mostly a lot of Excel processing. So today we are going to talk about how we apply data science and use Looker as a way for them to get better in their data-driven decisioning. So our working hypothesis was that there are some negative and positive influence as it comes to the renewal. For example, our partners, if the contract value is low or the margin is low or they have too many small contracts to deal with, those are not good for them. For the end customers, obviously, if they did not receive good quality service from us, we have a lot of unmet service level agreement, or we have a high repeat repair rate. That means they have to resend the device for a repair, or they may not have used our service as much. They didn't call us, or they are not trying to keep the device for too long and they're going to buy a new device anyway. Those are the factors that can play in for them ultimately not to renew. On the positive side, if the contract is high value or a good margin, or maybe it's a strategic customer for our partners, and even partners' knowledge about the portfolio and the incentives, that will play all positive roles in terms of renewal. End customer, obviously, similarly, if they received great service from us, they have a lot of feature-rich value that they're getting, or the devices are relatively new, all those will factor into having them making a decision of renewal. So to address the lower attach rate for the renewal, we took a very different approach. We decided to use a data science centric approach, and we came up with two use cases. The first one is what we called a partner resistance value. So we wanted to look at the history of the renewal given a partner and wanted to understand if there is a number in terms of contract value above which the partner is most likely to renew. The trick would be to find that value, maybe aggregate the contracts to go over that threshold. So that was one of the use cases. The second use case was what we called a renewal propensity. The idea is that if we look at the vast history of the customer's experience in terms of how much they use the service, the quality of the service, the device age, the model, the life cycle of the product, can we assign a probability of renewal, right, based on these two? So the trick is to use data science approach to find both of these numbers, and then my colleague would talk about how that ultimately helps them making a good decision. So the way we created the solution was we brought in our enterprise data set. We have wealth of information about the historical service, the partner and customer sales history. We brought it into a data lake. And then we applied machine learning techniques. We have used a lot of different variation. We have statistical modeling, clustering algorithms, even neural network. And ultimately, we were happy with the result, where we were able to detect both of those values. What is that number beyond which a partner is likely to renew? And given a contract, what's the probability of this contract is going to renew? And since our sales team already familiar with data-driven dashboarding, we decided to use Looker. So we took all the value that the sales team needed to make their decision and augmented that dashboard with these two computed numbers from the data science algorithm and embed all of that into a single dashboard that our sales team will consume. And now I'd like to hand over to Mitch, and he will talk about how the solution was used by his team.
So thanks, Raj. Today I will share a bit more about the way we apply the Looker data in our main activities. So on a daily basis, one of my main activities is renewing contracts. Prior to Looker, I always had difficulties prioritizing my renewals. So what I did, I was looking at the expiry opportunity. The larger the opportunity, the higher I prioritized it. Nowadays, with the data that I have available in the Looker tool, I figured out that I need to do a different prioritization. So we came up with 4 priorities and categorized our contracts based on them. So the first priorities are the contracts with a low propensity, meaning a likelihood to get renewed, and a high contract value. These contracts require an aggressive follow-up in order to change the outcome. Priority number 2 are the contracts with a high value and a high propensity. These contracts will most likely get renewed, but a little push can drive early renewals. Priority number 3 are the contracts with a low value and a high propensity. These contracts will most likely get renewed, and with the little push we can drive early renewals or consolidations. And priority number 4, the lowest priority, are the contracts with a low value and a low propensity. Here we try to turn around the outcome by launching partner incentives or driving consolidations. So if we want to move to the next slide, I can actually show you how it looks like in the Looker tool itself. Yeah, so just to focus on the first opportunity, this is a contract which we would consider as a priority 2. The propensity is high, it's 0.8, where the max is 1, and the contract value is high also. So in this case, we will monitor this renewal and, if possible, push in order to drive an early renewal. What else do we see on this slide? The partner resistance value. Opportunities larger or equal to this number have a higher likelihood to get renewed. Meaning that if we have 2 contracts, for example, for Green Lantern, both worth 2.5K, it makes more sense to consolidate them together, because the new value will be higher than the 4,700, which is the resistance value. So in this case, we will increase the propensity for the 2 contracts above the 4,700, and therefore the likelihood for them to get renewed is higher as well. We also see the propensity, which predicts the likelihood for a contract to get renewed. This prediction is based on various inputs, such as end of service life, RMAs, and age of product, for example. So this is just a little snapshot of how we use the Looker tool on a daily basis. To cut a long story short, it's making my life way easier. I'm able to do my job more effective by focusing on the contracts that require more attention. So thanks for listening and good luck exploring the Looker tool yourself.